Are you ready for this?
No.
What time is it?
We got 13 minutes left.
This is gonna be the last one?
Mm-hmm. Wait, what about this one?
This one I think is more.
Okay.
You think? Or no?
It's up to you, though.
Let's go through this one. Can you go down a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just trying to manifest a relationship where my woman feels safe enough to let her femininity flourish. Can you read it?
A lot of the masculine energy we get from females come from trauma. Having to be extremely independent all the time as a means of survival. Never having a man that is comfortable enough in his own masculinity to lead. A lot of women out here in masculine energy because no man has created a safe enough space for them to be more feminine, and no man needs to try and debate me on this. Debate your single mama. Ask her why she's so masculine.
You did a diss track, he did a diss post.
No, that's facts. He did a diss ass beat.
I'm just kidding.
Cast them.
At the very end though, ooh, ouch. So, thoughts on this?
I got thoughts.
You want me to go first?
I guess I can go first. So, again, I think maybe my thoughts may be a little bit controversial, but
throw that controversy on me, Prince.
And I'm gonna say two things.
Controversy.
First of all, during slavery, specifically for black people,
so the S word,
like, the men were emasculated. They were killed for being strong, for being smart, or any kind of thing like that, right? And there's a lot of passages in the Willie Lynch letter, even though they want to say it's fake, right? I think it can still be a practice, and I think that a lot of these things were still already practiced, right? They talk about breaking a slave, and what they do is they kill the strongest man there. Then the second strongest man, they beat him almost to death to scare everybody else, so that when the women have children, they begin to teach their children not to be like that first man or like that second man, and they essentially teach their children to be more passive,
be small,
right? But also
look weak,
okay,
fade into the back, disappear.
And then what happens is that the women have to be the mother and the father of these children, because now the men are scared. The children of the first man, we want to be protect. Exactly. I think especially because women are birthing children, women will do what they have to do to protect them. In my experience, the children of the second man are now disrespected, and it creates a chain, right? And so you got this in slavery, where women have to take on this role of being the masculine figure, the lead, right? The protector, the provider, because people's families were forcibly ripped apart. People were killed just for being strong. Okay,
and not to mention the sexual assault of women and of men.
Mm-hmm.
Men being sexually assaulted in front of people.
Exactly, it's
women
called butt breaking.
Sexually assaulted in front of people. Forced to have children with multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
Men forced and women forced to sexually assault themselves and each other to have more children. All of this wild crazy.
Okay. Exactly. Fast
shit
forward,
going on, energy going on.
We're still being black men still being killed by the cops. Black men still being jailed disproportionately a lot by the police, right? And it's always strong personalities. All right, it's always strong personalities going down for something. Okay, keep it real. And you have war, constant war, consistent war taking men out of the home. So it's like there's already a deficit in men being there in general. Then you got men walking out and all this other kind of craziness. And so women have to take the lead. Like, you see way more single mothers than you do single fathers. Okay? And what do you think a woman's gonna do? She's gonna have to take on the qualities of both to be able to teach as much as she can. Because as a mother, that's what she wants for her children, is to give them
but
everything.
What do you
she
mean
has.
quality? I don't even know what you mean by qualities of
both.
both.
Masculine and feminine qualities.
Masculine as in what though?
That's a good question. I don't think that we really have decided what qualities
I
of
have
masculine
thoughts about it.
or feminine. Go ahead.
Well, how about this? Shout out Jade Amani. Long time ago, did her balancing polarities workshop. She talked about masculine. She talked about polarities. Masculinity, femininity, sun or lunar, solar, or sun and moon, yin and yang, left and right, all type of shit. She talked about it through time and through various cultures and just everywhere. And that was what put me on. I understand this whole non-binary shit, but I also feel like this polarity shit, balancing polarity shit is real. Especially because of how she did this workshop. It was so tight, so dope, so cross culture, cross time. So yin and yang, right? Yin is the feminine energy, yang is the masculine. This is not about men, women, biology, gender. It's not about none of that shit. It's about energy, which I think we all have both, right? I have my left side and my right side. I can be very masculine and very feminine. And in terms of like the yin and yang, it was like, it's just a lot of shit, positive, negative, but putting out and taking in. So men and women is another polarity. Penis and vagina. But being receptive and like, what's the word? Conducting? I don't know. But
it's the push and pull. You know, my thing is that if any single person, any single parent is gonna have to have both all the time. But what I was saying,
right, you gotta fucking do all the you gotta
is that we as men, I think, in my experience, really, we have to be that masculine energy. There's a lot of women who want to be feminine, who want to be what they call submissive, right? But not, I don't mean like submissive, like submit. Maybe, I don't know. I don't even know what to call it.
You should just let me talk.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that
you dealing with me, so
as and it happens here too.
So
as
that should
man,
give you some clarity to what you want to say.
Sure. As a man, when I'm doing my job as a man, she feels like she doesn't have to do it. She doesn't have to think about it, and she can chill.
And your job as a man, it consists of what type of things?
I mean, I think my job in this household, as the man of the house, all right, going out to pick the fruit and berries.
You mean go get the groceries?
Go get the groceries.
Because I don't want to.
Exactly. Clean up the bathroom.
Because I don't want to.
You feel me?
Take out the
trash.
Because I don't want to.
Clean the dishes. Okay.
Well, I was willing to share, but I don't like the dishes, but I was willing to share that.
And I said it's good. And she does some of the other things, and we work together in that, you know. Mm-hmm. And when I hold her in this masculine way, she responds in this feminine way. She opens up to me. You know what I'm saying?
How do I do that?
I mean, it's just the way your body moves. There's a femininity about it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's in response to my masculine energy.
I'm interested about what that is. You literally mean when I'm like that?
Yeah.
Open up to you. Take you in.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
well, I'ma just put it like this, because I picked this. I thought this was interesting because I say to him all the time, I guess, I'ma just say it again and tell me if this is familiar to you or not. But as far as like putting things forward and being receptive, to me in our relationship is like sharing the lead on things. I very much appreciate your support when I feel inclined to take the lead on something. And to me, I'm being, you know, in terms of like the polarities, you know, I'm being real yang about yang in this thing. Real masculine in my masculine energy is coming forward. And you support me when I feel strongly about something and doing something. It should be like this. But sometimes I have a takeover spirit also. And I think that's something that maybe you can see in like people who are the sole person responsible for a house of children. You're in charge, so you take over. I'm gonna do this, I'm delegating, right? I'm always leading, but I never have a chance to not have to think about it, be in charge of it, be responsible for it, make sure it goes well. And so what I see about this is, in our relationship, I have had the experience for the first time of being like, you know, I'm gonna follow your lead on this. And also, even though I'm inclined to put input, like to have input, to take over something or to direct something, I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna take this opportunity to not do that. I'm gonna take this opportunity to just support you how you want me to support you, while you think about it and decide how you think it should go, and then do it. And that is that is wonderful shit. And I think that should be in every relationship, and not just heterosexual relationships also, for the record, because like I said, everybody has some masculine and feminine energy in them. And I said to you early on, like, I want you to be able to take the lead sometimes and trust that I actually will follow your lead.
And you know what I realized? That she will. If I take the lead, more often than not, she will follow. Just straight up. But see, it's my job to be able to take that lead and to know when it's time for me to take that lead. And, you know, I think leadership is important for all members of the family, including the kids. Okay.
Thank you.
But I feel like some of that is lost. I feel like sometimes people don't really understand that, you know, that ability to take the lead. And there's a woman that you know. Hey, you followed us 2 days ago. That's cool. There's a woman that you know, and she asked me, right, when I was on the other show, To Me For You, right, Create the Space. She asked me, like, she made a comment. She was like, yeah, I'm kind of surprised that you're able to handle her, because she's so fiery and I'm hella chill, right? But see, what people don't know is that I'm just as fiery as she is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen to the diss track he about to put out about Facebook Karens. Facts. See, and he's just more laid back about his shit. I'm way more
exactly
confrontational.
She's like in your face about it,
and vulnerable and open it out there.
I'm more talk soft, carry a big stick. She's more of like, I got the stick, but you gonna hear me before the stick comes. You know. And you know that's how we differ. Yes. But as far as intensity, our energy, I think, is a good match for each other. And if I was kind of, I don't know, for lack of better words, a weaker spirited or weaker hearted man, then I wouldn't be able to handle it. You know? Then she would do her thing and she would dominate me. And she would dominate me all the time.
And dominate in terms of try to run his life and enable him to not be very self-sufficient and lead him his own self. Exactly. That's the type of relationships that I've had before.
You see what I'm saying? And
I don't want to have to take a... Obviously, I have a takeover spirit. But I have to... That's something I have to deal with and work on, because that leads me to being an enabler and also to be in abusive relationships and codependent relationships.
Yes.
That's not some cool shit.
Yeah.
That is some needs some healing shit.
But because I'm
But
strong,
it's good. If I was alone, I'd be able to handle my shit.
Which is good, which is needed, to be honest. I'm gonna keep it real.
But who wants to do that after you find out that you can have an interdependent?
Yes, and my strength is what allows her not to have to be so strong on shit. What allows her to trust the things that I'm doing, so that she didn't have to even think about it. She don't have to worry about it.
Sometimes he'll be saying something to me, and he'll be like, "Oh, I have this idea. What about this? What about that?" And I don't see it. And so what do?
You don't say nothing.
I just be quiet.
You don't say shit.
He'd be like, "Well, what do you think?" Don't ask me.
Exactly.
Because I don't want to be an anti, because the part of me that doesn't see your vision is my, I can't see it. But it's not my shit, so I don't really need to see it. And that's secondary or smaller than the part of me who knows that if you see your vision, you're gonna do what you need to do to make it happen, and then I'll come along for it, and it's just gonna take me longer to see where you're coming from, what you're trying to do. But the fact that you are willing to do it,
and I proved it, and I continue to prove it.
Not like, oh, well, you don't see the vision, well, I'm just not gonna fucking do it then.
Exactly. Because
no,
it doesn't matter. If
I don't need to
vision,
see it. It's not mine.
If it's my vision, if it's my belief, if it's my shit, if it's my idea, I'm the motherfucker who can put it to life. All right. And when I do that,
and you'll know what you need from me, and I'll be there to do it.
Exactly.
And vice versa.
So
that's why I wanted to bring this up. All this shit about trauma, and I mean, it's true. But whatever, there's stuff weaved in. But that's how we
slavery is the trauma right there.
Yeah, but that's how we wanted to break the shit down. One other thing I want to say before we wrap this up is the whole yin and yang shit, and like masculine energy, feminine energy, or whatever, receptive energy versus like push forth energy. At the end of her workshop, Jada posed the question of like, why do you think the world is the way it is, or whatever, like the 1%, the 99%, or war, or all this shit? Is it too much yin energy or too much yang energy? And of course people were like, it's too much yang energy, because we're thinking men, violence, war. And she was like, actually it's too much yin energy, because it's one general and it's hundreds of soldiers.
Exactly.
Is one person who's willing to lead and push forward what they think should happen, and too many people willing to just take the orders and go along with it, which is yin and receptive.
No, that's facts. That's facts.
And I was like, damn.
And that's why I brought it to jail.
Yang in this thing.
Yo.
Niggas gotta take the lead when they need to take the lead.
Of course.
And when I say niggas, I mean humans.
Yes, but think about this though. I think that a lot of the brothers who went to jail were very high in yang energy. Were very high in take the lead, take the charge energy. They might have not been putting it in the good places.
You just talking about general black people who are in jail?
Yes.
Black men?
Yes, general black men who are in jail. They were willing, at least, to put their lives on the line for whatever it is. Something. Exactly.
Unless they were doing drugs.
Yeah, unless they were doing drugs.
That's a different situation.
Yeah, exactly. But, a lot of them are for, like, drug charges or, some kind of other illegal activity. And people got to feed their families, man. People got to feed themselves. How they do that, that's a conversation into itself. But a lot of times, that's what it be for. That's what it be about. And that's important because my dad was a drug dealer. That's somebody taking nothing that they was given and turning it into something.
So that's the same way as you having several jobs. Let me tell y'all one more thing. Over the summer, I said my job is going to pay plenty. Don't go to work. Do side jobs if you want, but don't take this everyday job. Have the baby here.
Yeah, and I did that.
He was like, don't work.
Yeah, I was always struggling.
He was like, just pretend I'm wearing a robe. What? Don't work. But I gotta work. I'm like, you literally don't. I did the math. It would be better for you to stay here with Nyaji and then say yes to day long or 3 day or a week here instead of having to be here every day for this little bit of money. Mm-hmm. That was kind of funny, but what did he do? He followed my advice.
I did. See, because as a smart man, I know my woman's intuition. I know when she feels some kind of way, and especially when she do the math on some shit, trust her. I don't even gotta question her. Okay.
So how about we discontinue the confusion of making this about men and women and binary and female and male or masculine and feminine, and make it about the spirit of putting something forward energy or accepting something that's being put forward energy. Mm-hmm. And let's all practice balancing that out in ourselves.
Yeah,
our own push and pull energy.
The ebb and the flow.
What am I pushing?
What am I pulling?
Where am I being pulled?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's better. Cause then you ain't gotta be all triggered and shit. Like, this is about men and women, battle of the sexes, and female, male, and
yeah, cause crazy shit be coming up in
gender identity and all this other stuff that is conflated.
Keep it real. People be having crazy thoughts. Like, you say anything and it turns into everything. You say one thing and they're like, oh, but what about this? And what about this? And then what about this? And what about this? And I'm like, bro, we're not even talking about the thing we was talking about to begin with. Like, how did we start talking about the Masons? Like, where did this come from? Like, bro, I was talking about school lunches. Now we talking about the Masons, bro. I can have this conversation.
I was talking about school lunch. Okay, well, anyways. You have
Get these kids some fruit, man.
I'm done.
Get these kids some fruit. Some real fruit.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it. That's it for me.
Well, I ain't gonna bring up one other thing, but you know, Dr. Rashad, what's his name?
Which one?
The black dude who do news on YouTube, who was on our last episode, and we was talking about why I was mad about going to school and COVID and shit.
Rashad Carson?
Go look that shit up because he got some shit.
Oh yeah, that's like, bro, this school shit.
It's about Florida and how many people have died
good,
because they're going to school.
The school shit is not good, bro.
And can't mandate masks.
That's whack.
Not getting the shots.
Whack.
Go look the shit up. It's crazy.
Rashad Carson. That's his name. Dr. Rashad Carson.
Is that really it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you want to double check?
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
It's really hot.
Mm-hmm.
What's his show called?
I thought it was
It's Rashad Ritchie.
Rashad Ritchie? I thought it was Rashad Carson.
Indisputable with Rashad Ritchie. That's the YouTube channel.
My bad, bro. I was wrong.
Let me show you how it looks. Indisputable with Rashad Ritchie. Whoa. And I'll just tell you that it says the title that I'm talking about is... Damn, he be putting up hella videos. Miami public school staff, 15 COVID deaths in 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's a little side note follow up from our last episode because we looked at this shit.
And support black news.
Alright. Other than that.
Okay. You already know what it is, man. SumofMan, Milady, Amani Jade, Oakland.
Peace. Reacting what? Reacting black.